Hi everyone, crypto awareness, aware one here, Jordan, otherwise known as. I just wanted to get up and make a video real quick, and kind of in response to a video I saw from Bitcoin Ben. I really like. I've talked with him before, and we had a really good discussion. And he was kind of getting into some concepts about what's coming, what cryptocurrencies is kind of leading to the evolution of the world, especially in regards to like the average work week and how that all fits into even just the human psychology and male ego and stuff like that. And he was talking some about universal basic income and how this might be kind of the way the world's moving in, despite what people may think about it and whether or not that's as viewed as kind of making humans lazy, which he addressed, and I really liked how he addressed it. It is a likely possibility, and a lot of it to me is more because we're replacing human labor with technology. Like much of our civilization and civilizations in the past have really been built on the back of like cheap labor or slave labor, if you will. And I don't think deep down we enjoy this as a human species, like just the human consciousness aspect of it. Like, sure, there've been people in power. You go back, we're told Egyptians had slaves, and the Jews. That might be a different story. Who knows? But there's always been slaves recorded in these dominant civilizations going throughout history, and now the world's much more connected, and we're in our modern time, and we know there's still slavery that goes on. There's still human trafficking, all that stuff goes on, and part of us knows that. We just don't want to address it, but it's like it's in the human conscience. Some parts of it's in there, and there's a part of us working towards eradicating this issue because we don't like treating our fellow humans as less than when we're all equal. And so I think part of the development of technology and robots and stuff like that is to kind of replace this human slave labor of doing human. There's lots of jobs that need to be done that nobody would want to do really, and they won't really pay a good wage, but they have to be done. And that there's just groups that end up doing them, and not to discount what people choose to do and stuff like that, but that's just the way it is. And now we're moving towards a world where technology and robots and stuff like that can replace a lot of that um, labor, and we're still dealing with how to deal with that on a psychological level. The Bitcoin man was talking about how a lot of the male psyche is wrapped up in their identity is wrapped up in their job and their work week and working really hard and doing really good job, doing really well at their job is a huge sign of validation for a lot of guys. And if as this world has progressed and technology is developing, we're seeing a lot of men fall out of the work field, and it might be partly to do this, like they're not finding the satisfaction in the job, and there's not the jobs available for them. Like a lot of here in the United States, a lot of the factory jobs and jobs that men liked doing have gone away. So it's kind of, and this is something that men are going to have to deal with, and he addressed that in his video that like we're going to have to reshape our approach to the world and what we find is value and worth, because they it's really addressing like what if we all have a little bit more time that doesn't, like what if we don't have to work 40 hours a week. And I was thinking about this, it kind of, we all grown up in this society that teaches us these certain things, and one of them is that we should work 40 hours. And I remember learning about what it used to be like. It was like back then it was they worked 8 hours every day, not 5 days a week. So it was a progress to get from like working 7 days to working 5 days and 40 hours. And what I'm saying is like that's not gonna stop evolving. What if it gets to where we only have to work 30 hours in 5 days, and then 20 hours? And what if you only have to work 2 hours every day for 5 days? Because of the efficiency of our society makes it so that work is not required. Like we don't just need to be doing busy work for the heck of it. And that's kind of what technology is affording us as we go forward. But the backlash is humans in the mind having to deal with what do I do with my time if I don't do it with work, because that's just what we know. And it's grappling. Like me, I'm a meditator. I've been meditating for over 15 years, so I can sit around and do nothing. but I always find something to do. It's like I find different ways to occupy my time, but it's a different approach to the go, 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 find purpose in your work current way that the system is built. And it's going to take time for humans to adapt to this. But I see cryptocurrencies as the beginning of this transition because, like, if you look up blockchains with an S at the end, LLC, and see the recent announcement they did introducing their futuristic city that they're building in Nevada, like, that's the future that we're moving towards, and it's only going to expand from there. So eventually, so much of our society and just the daily operations of everything is going to be operated by technology in a smart grid system where we aren't required to put in so much work. And what that will lead to is humans having more free time. Now, what do we do with this free time? Are we supposed to just find other work to do? And this is where I tie more into my spiritual practices and stuff like that. And if you go back in time, back more hunters, gatherers, and stuff like that, when humans, there was no job work and stuff like that. Yeah, you had to get food to survive, but you're walking around. You had a lot more time to reflect and grow. And I think this is going to afford the human species the effort to have more self-reflection and inner growth, which will help. It's a necessary evolution that we all need to undertake. Like, we've been evolving ourselves technologically, expanding everywhere, but we still don't have a good grasp of our inner world and what reality is, in my opinion. And spending a little more time with free time to contemplate just the nature of your interaction with your surroundings and what the meaning of your life is will have a profound effect on the humanity as a whole. And I think that's what cryptocurrency and technology and blockchain and all that stuff is a piece of moving us towards that future. And again, this was spurred by Bitcoin Ben's video, and he was talking about things like universal basic income and adapting from a 40-hour work week. And if everything's really, really efficient, like, we have to completely revamp our approach. Capitalism, do we need a whole bunch of things that don't really serve us any purpose, or do we need to just buy things that help it create further enhance the meaning of our life? Because we won't need so much money in the future is what I'm saying. Like, we're gonna have to cut back from this consumerism culture where we have a bunch of things because there's not enough materials on this planet to keep making those things for all the people on this planet. So it's going to change somewhat. Like, they're going to have virtual things. Like, you're going to be able to buy things online that are virtual, and you're going to treat them the same way as you treat your material things now, because that's what we do, apparently. It's just a human psyche thing. So I think, to sum it up, a lot of this technological development and all this robot talk and AI is like part of the human psyche's desire to stop enslaving fellow humans. So we're trying to replace it with something, and like, robots is a good fit because to us they don't have like emotions, and we don't look at them like we look at humans. So I think that's where we're moving, and it's gonna be a psychological adjustment on a societal level. So it's gonna take a decade for this all to shake out and really start to really mesh in with the society as a whole. But it's going to be a fun transition, and I'm looking forward to joining everybody in this process and maybe helping guide some people along and make the transition a little easier. That's your daily dose of crypto awareness. I will talk with you guys later.